This podcast contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Gays and ghosts.
Yes.
Welcome. Welcome
So we're
back.
back.
Welcome
We're
back,
back.
everyone. Welcome
Yes.
to the second episode
Boo.
of Gays and Ghosts.
Yes, thank you for
Welcome.
joining us in part 2.
Yes, it's the second episode of Gays and Ghosts.
We've been literally so excited to film even just the first, let alone the second one.
Right.
It just like keeps getting more and more exciting.
It does. And so this episode in particular, we have called it Legends Unlocked. Okay.
Honestly, urban legends are always so
Yes.
intriguing to me.
Right. So like last week we discussed more about like conspiracy theories to do with like alien abductions, and then we had your cat man,
Right. The
woman man,
pissing all over that girl's
pissing
house.
all over that bitch's
Oh my
shit.
God.
You know, so this episode we will be focusing on urban legends, haunted hospitals.
Ooh, or in asylums.
Okay, asylums. Yeah, so super excited for tonight's
Yes.
episode. I love it. But we'll get into our first segment.
Yep.
It's called Spooky
Ookie.
Ookie.
Ooh, honestly, put that on a cookie.
I know.
Put that on a fucking cookie.
Yeah, put it on something, you know.
Put it on something.
I love it. But
Honestly.
we'll play the intro really quick for that.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
Gorgeous. You
Yeah.
know, it's always always a good time
Always.
with that. Okay, so today on Spooky Ookie, we're going to discuss 1 to 2 urban legends, just depending on how you
Timing and
yeah,
whatnot,
Well,
yeah.
because mine are pretty short. I think
I tried to kind of make mine as brief as possible.
Yeah.
Because the last one, I just felt like you couldn't really cut too much
right.
from
Yeah,
the last one we did a lot of those.
I think
like,
so too.
hauntings and abductions and stuff. Like you
Yeah.
kind of need to know back, middle, like the,
The whole
sandwich.
thing, you know, you need to know the whole story. But so, do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first? for
Sure,
this one?
I can go first.
Go ahead, bitch.
The first one is from Latin America or maybe Mexico, wherever it may be from. I've
Okay.
always been fascinated by La Llorona.
Oh,
I think
Oh,
that bitch
shut
is
up.
crazy.
La Llorona.
But honestly, her story is fucking wild to
It
me.
is wild, yeah.
So essentially, this woman lived in the middle of the woods with her husband and 2 kids, right? So
Classy woman.
catches her dude, man, cheating on her, right?
Okay.
She enters a state of fucking rage and says,
panic?
a panic
Rage, the whole thing.
all of the anger that
Any
possibly
emotion.
can enter inside one's
Yeah.
body. I would probably kill the person. No, I'm just kidding. I would never. I'm not trying to go to jail. I would not survive, honey.
You would not
No, trade me for
survive.
cigarettes. That's what they would do. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
But so she enters a state of black rage, like
Yeah.
a bull saw red, all that stuff.
the whole thing.
She decides that it'd be a great idea to kill her kids because when I read about it, it was something along the lines of the closest thing to him was the kids.
Right, so I've obviously seen the movie,
Sure.
but is it different? Is the legend different from
Yeah,
the movie adaptation?
they just took her kind of story and kind of
like ran with it kind of thing.
yeah, and just kind of like blew certain things because the movie I don't think really has much to do with
the actual...
yeah,
Okay.
except of just like her liking and
Yeah.
maybe loosely tied on coming after certain things.
Right.
Right, but she is known as the crying woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
So that kind of whole thing was kind of created the urban legend. So kids wouldn't go outside for too long, or like if they're playing in the woods or whatever, they'd be like, make sure you get home before nighttime,
Yeah.
or before like a certain hour because you'll start hearing her cry.
Llorona.
And the rumor has it like the second you do hear her cry, it's kind of like you're done. Like she's close to you. Like if you
Is there like certain rules you need to follow with her, or is it just kind of like, or like, why does she come to you?
well, she goes after kids.
Just kids?
Yeah, just kids.
I don't give a fuck.
Right, we're fine at this point.
We're fine.
But she goes after kids because like that's kind of her shtick. Like
Yeah.
she's gonna drown your kids. Kids are like pure, right, or whatever,
Right, the
and
purest.
they're usually like, hopefully, the closest thing to someone's family. Like
Right.
whatever. So maybe in her even like twisted demonic state of urban legend, if she's real, if she's not, whatever, maybe she thinks all men are cheaters. But maybe she thinks all men are cheaters and she's like, all right, I'm going to take what's closest to you.
Right.
And drown it.
That's
but her
it.
whole thing was like after she did drown her kids, right? Both of them.
Yeah.
I think she had 2 boys, if I read correctly.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. She came to self and was like, oh my God. So she drowned herself.
Oh, so after everything that she did,
Yeah.
she said, "Fuck this,"
She said, I'm going to kill these bitches.
and then
she's like, oh, whoops. Me too. So,
Me too.
Yeah. So then she drowned herself, and the whole thing was kind of like she had some sort of like wasn't accepted into hell situation.
Okay.
But obviously wasn't gonna accept it to heaven. Whatever.
she's like some
She's
sort of
in
limbo.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
gotcha,
she's
yeah.
left to roam the
for the
earth
rest of her life.
because her spirit hasn't rested. And technically her spirit
Unfinished
won't
business.
rest. Yeah, so her spirit won't technically rest ever. Like, because really, how many kids could you really kill? You know what I mean?
There's an
Like
endless amount out there.
amounts, honey. We're overpopulated. Start going a little faster. You know what I mean?
Oh my
no, but
goodness.
honestly, it's kind of trippy because
yeah,
like
Light on it is trippy.
allegedly people have come across her or have heard her.
Yeah.
So
Her cries, because it's like you hear the
wailing,
crying,
like
the
it's
crying woman, right?
I think that's what it literally
Yeah.
translates to, is the crying woman.
Yeah.
So it's another one of those like urban legends where they'll tell their kids like to come inside before this time or she will
Right.
drown you, basically.
And so, has anyone actually ever like seen her, or is it just
Allegedly.
legends?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
People have come again. I haven't found any audio recording of hearing said
Right.
woman cry or whatever, but apparently people have barely survived her.
Right.
Lived to tell the story. Yada yada yada.
Yeah. Well, that's what an urban legend is. It's alleged.
Exactly.
It's
so
allegedly. That's the word of the day today.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I love it. Oh, so cute.
Yeah.
Do
And
you
the
have one
other
or two?
I have another one. The
Oh,
other one.
shut up.
Yeah, this one was kind of trippy. This is an Asian country. Yeah. This is from Japan.
Oh,
Her
oh
na-
my god, fuck off. Because Japan is full of some
I'm
fucking shit.
obsessed.
That
I wanted
love
to kind of
Japan.
just gently touch on one that I didn't think was so trippy.
Okay.
Because there's so many.
Yeah,
There's
there's
so
a
many.
lot.
But this one was, I think they kind of touched on it in that movie. Forget his name. Who played Harry Potter?
Oh, Daniel Radcliffe?
Yeah, he was in that one scary movie, Black Witch or something like that.
No, it was
Woman in Black.
Yeah, Woman in Black.
Yeah. So I think they gently kind of showed a part of that, I guess, loosely.
Like-
So in the train scene.
Oh,
So her name is Teke Teke. I might be saying that wrong.
okay.
But this woman somehow got her body split in half
Oh,
because she got hit by the train. So I'm not sure,
Okay.
maybe she wasn't paying attention, but the whole thing was kind of like the screenshots. Let me just give it. Okay, so she's a young woman who was cut in half by a train accident,
shit.
and the top half of the body can be found
oh,
wandering throughout.
like just her torso.
That's what it says, and the legend says that she'll cut you in half if you run into her. So she's usually in bustling places, and she will cut you in half if you bump into her. So
But what's the reason though? Why?
there's no real rhyme or reason. It just kind of says like, top half of Teke Teke bodies can be found wandering stations in the evenings, and legend says she'll cut you in half if you run into her. Something else to worry about next time you're taking the train home.
Oh,
So
it's a warning.
I
It's a
think
warning.
It has to probably do again with warning your kids.
Yeah, you
Because
know,
same as the
that's
kind
what
of
most urban legends I feel like are. They're just warning kids not to do fucking
dumb
stupid shit.
Yeah. So I take it, I'm sure it says that she was a young woman. So I think, if anything, she probably was being irresponsible,
Yeah.
or like kind of on the edges of the train.
Okay.
Right? And then she said, aha, aha.
The little
and
laugh
then one
and fell
time
in.
it actually went and like clipped her, and
right,
maybe took
right.
half her body. And I think it was probably to kind of like make kids get nervous to like step on the little pebbly spots, like where
Yeah.
the grip is or whatever.
Oh, right.
Before it gets too close to the train, and then
But
no more kid.
goodbye, bitch.
Yeah, so it looks like she might have like some sort of like slash. I don't know. She's cutting your ass in half. I don't know. So maybe she knows Scream.
Yeah,
Ghostface.
Ghostface.
Maybe, I don't
she's
know.
in
Maybe
cahoots with him.
Yeah, so that was my two little like urban legends.
That's cute. I love it. A little bit of spooky ooky
A
for
little
today.
slashy dashy.
Stunning. Well, mine
Mm-hmm.
for today, they're a little bit more on the mainstream side. So we
Okay.
obviously know both of them pretty well.
All right.
But for the first one, I really wanted to get to know her backstory more because we obviously know who Bloody Mary is.
Yes.
Okay, Queen Mary. So a lot of the time people just, they do the
But there's
mirror.
a couple different versions.
There is
Have
a
you
couple
heard?
different versions.
Uh-huh.
So the main one
Mm-hmm.
that I kept coming across was this one, and this is apparently like the official backstory of Bloody
Okay,
Mary.
perfect.
But so everyone knows Bloody Mary. You say her name 3 times in the mirror, bitch will come out, slash your throat. So
Kill you.
yeah, kill you dead. So where it is, the story of Bloody Mary. Again, I love my stories here. Okay. I love reading the stories directly from the source. So, remember that annoying little story, Bloody Mary? The light a candle in your bathroom with the lights out late at night, look in the mirror, say her name 3 times in a row, and you'll hope you won't be found dead with your eyes scratched out, right?
Fun.
Or the claw marks all over your body. Possibly that you'll be trapped behind the glass of the mirror for all eternity. So, there are hundreds of backstories of Bloody Mary.
Right.
But one of the most reasonable is in the
Right.
is in the 1800s. There lived a girl named Mary. An illness washed over the place where they lived, making people drop dead after a shortened period of time. When physicians couldn't find a pulse, or when they put a mirror under the nose of the seemingly dead, there might not always be condensation on it from their
Makes
breaths.
sense.
So
Okay.
they thought they were dead. So the fallen would easily be assumed to be dead, but were they? Cases of people who were pronounced dead,
I know. I heard about this.
yes, but weren't, happened often. So when one would die, people would be put a small hole in the coffin and put a piece of string through the hole that was attached to a bell. The bell would hang on a stick by the homes of the deceased, and if they woke up, they would simply pull the string, ring the bell, and be dug up.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Of course.
Could you imagine?
Yes, I know. So, and we saw a bit of this in The Nun.
Yeah.
The first Nun, where they got buried out the fucking way and she ring the bell. So, of course, when Mary was to be bedridden and slowly died, she was laid in a coffin in her grave. She wasn't to be buried under just yet. It would be easier to put a nail in the coffin she was put away in. The string and bell was, of course, on hand. Days passed then, up to a week. Her parents never left. I feel like I'm having a stroke because, that didn't make any sense to
I was listening to it, and I'm like,
That made no sense. I thought I was literally having a stroke for a minute.
when you
I
just
had a
said that, I was
mild
like,
panic
the
attack.
bell was...
Let me just... I don't know what the fuck that said. So let's just forget that portion. But
Right.
it said her parents never left the house, wishing their very being that their sweet Mary would awaken again. So essentially, I'm assuming what that was saying is that they did the bell to the string, put it in the coffin, and then...
No, so they said basically, I'm not
It
putting
says-
the bell and whistle because the bell
She
and string 'cause
wasn't
she's
to be
dead.
buried under just yet. It would be easier to unnail the coffin she was put away in. See?
So they didn't bury her.
No.
They left the casket over ground. So they
the
didn't give
parents
her
never
the
left
bell.
the house. Right. Friends of the parents acclaimed that if she had not awoken yet, then she never would. That day, the parents left their house with the friends at their behalf. When her parents had gone, a neighbor came and began
buried
to
it?
fill her grave, string and all, just in case she would wake up. If she was still alive, if so before, she would suffocate.
First of all, how fucking dare you?
All right, just making those. The neighbor had said his remorse and walked to his home. Not too soon.
Psycho.
All right, not too soon after, Mary awoke from her slumber.
Well, yeah, the bitch was probably just deep
Okay,
in sleep and
she
she
just
was
said,
sick.
"Excuse me, I was taking a long fucking nap, took some melatonin, and here I am."
Here I am.
She pulled the string, the string to the bell that would not be heard from her parents who were out, and the neighbor who was too far away because the bitch had left.
Where the fuck did the parents go?
Well, no, the parents had gone out and they left the neighbor to look after, but the neighbor buried the bitch and then left. I don't know.
You know, these olden days, these motherfuckers would go God knows where.
Yeah, fuck knows. She began clawing and scratching at the wooden prison until her fingers bled.
That's so
then
sad.
cut the scratching till she breathed her last breath. When the parents arrived home, the father soon realized that the bell, as yards away from it, had... Wait, what? When the parents arrived home, the father soon realized that the bell was yards away from where it originally was and soon called for his wife to come and help him dig up their daughter. When dug through, they unlatched the coffin and found Mary in a petrified state with her hands like claws covered in blood all over the white dress that she was buried in. They put a mirror under her nose to see if her breaths would show. Condensation was shown on the mirror, but even so, she was dead.
Yum.
Her spirit is said to have attached to the mirror, and whenever one calls Bloody Mary 3 times, she comes and claws at the unknowing victim.
Because she can't, like, she's
Yeah, you know. So this is one of the, obviously, many backstories, but this is said to be the most realistic out of all
That's
of them.
crazy. Because there's one, apparently, that you can, like, I read somewhere that you can ask her for something.
Oh yeah, I've seen all of those as well. Like but yeah, I thought that was super interesting. I've never actually known, obviously, the
whole
backstory
story
about it.
behind it.
It was just like you say a name, she comes out, kills you,
Boom.
sort of thing. But this was interesting to put a story behind it.
I didn't know the whole
obviously.
story behind it, too, because I feel like that easily could be, like, a scary movie.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Right? Like,
Well,
why
I feel like
has
for sure there has to be some
You
sort of
think
Bloody
so?
Mary
Because I
scary
feel like
movie.
I haven't really heard.
I've seen a few. Like there's Urban Legends Bloody Mary,
Okay.
but that one is not necessary. That one took a different route.
Okay.
Much more like not from the 1800s. It was from like I think the 80s.
Okay.
So you know that if you've never seen that Urban Legends Bloody Mary, that's a good movie. I would watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we can watch it tonight.
Maybe.
Oh my god, we're gonna go get sushi after this and watch Bloody Mary.
Yum.
Cute. So that was my first one. I liked the backstory behind that. So
I'm
I thought
telling
that
you,
was
I
cute.
think that version could be a movie.
Maybe let me get my screenwriting out and
No,
see
but
what
seriously, I
happens.
feel
Yeah,
like
it could.
you imagine? And then, much like again, I'm gonna reference that Woman in Black.
Yeah.
It's an old town. Do you know what I mean? Like it really could be based off like an olden town, and then she obviously gets the neighbor first because I would live to see that bitch die. Like how fucking dare you just decide to come into my house, right? And then say, bitch is dead.
Yeah, what
I'm
the
gonna
fuck?
bury her.
No.
And then what if she really was
The
like, when I'm
audacity.
sick? Oh, honey,
You are
I'm in
sick.
hibernation.
You're a sick bitch.
I'm a sick motherfucking
You're a sick bitch.
And let me tell you, there might not even be condensation because I'm gonna be dry
Yeah.
as fuck. Do you know when I wake up, like, water? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there could have been so many things. My
Yeah.
house would have been buried.
I know, you know, so like it was just rude is what it was. It was
Yeah.
unethical is the word.
I would make sure my ass Bloody Married my ass into his bathroom.
Yeah. Well, so that he's probably the first victim.
Had to be
Done.
done.
So,
Do you have another one?
I do have another one. So I have
Okay.
to put- okay, so the second one is also a famous man.
Ooh,
Urban legend.
Isaac
The
Candyman. Is it? Do you know who that is too? Right?
I do know who
I
that
thought
is
you were
now.
gonna say that one.
Mine is the Slender Man.
Oh my god, Slender Daddy.
Slender Daddy.
Yes.
Spooky, ooky
Yes,
Slender
honestly.
Man.
They've made so much money from
Yes,
that
so
urban legend.
Slender Man became very popular, I think, after like 2009, 2010.
Have you played the game?
Went crazy. Yes,
I hate
yes, I
it.
have played the game. So this isn't necessarily a backstory, but just, you know, going over it once more for those who don't know. The Slender Man from Urban Legend is most commonly described as a very tall and thin, unnaturally tall,
Yep.
tentacle-like arms or merely tentacles.
Maybe he knew the Catman.
All right, you know, which he can extend to intimidate or capture his prey. So, in most stories, his face is white and featureless,
Right,
obviously
like
wearing
just like
the suit.
paperish,
Yeah.
yeah.
But occasionally his face appears differently to anyone who sees it. He appears to be wearing a dark suit and tie. The Slender Man is often associated with the forest and or abandoned locations.
Correct.
And has the ability to teleport. The Slender Man is often said to trigger a slender sickness, a rapid onset of paranoia, nightmares, and delusions accompanied by nosebleeds.
Hot.
Interesting. So early stories featured him targeting children or young adults.
Of course.
And some featured young adults driven insane, while others did not. And others claim that investigating the Slender Man will draw out his attention.
Yeah, he's like, you want to fuck with me? I'll show you.
So this is the thing. So I used to, most people believe the urban legend of Slender Man is that he comes and kills you, whatever, like most urban, oh my God, I'm having a fucking brain fart. Urban legends.
Yeah.
But Slender Man does not like to directly kill his victims.
Oh, he let you kill yourself, honey.
Yes, instead he encourages others to. So he encourages other people to kill other people.
Hitmen, yeah.
Yes. Slender hunts you, but he doesn't bang on your door. He doesn't claw at your walls or howl at the moon.
Okay.
He's just there, standing, waiting in the corner of your eyes to manipulate you to kill someone else.
I love him.
So that is just very interesting.
What a smart
And then it says the
man.
Slender
He's
Man is depicted as thin, unnaturally tall humanoid. So we obviously know what he looks like.
Yes.
But that's interesting. I did not know that he manipulates you like a bad boyfriend.
That's hot. Honestly, when I heard that, I think he's probably one of my favorites. Like, I'm not doing my hand dirty,
that's
babe.
kind of sexy.
I'm just going to fuck you up
Right.
mentally, and you'll
And
kill
then fucking
yourself,
end your
or
life.
someone will kill you. That's so
yeah,
funny.
super interesting. But so I do remember there was a couple movies about Slender Man. None very good.
Right.
They're all pretty shit. There was a
Wasn't there a
BBC
recent
documentary.
one, actually, that came out like a few years ago.
I can't remember how long ago it was, but it was a pretty big.
They wanted it to be a big
like
deal.
it was a bigger budget one.
Yeah.
And I think that was the BBC documentary style
Maybe.
one. It was like I think it was a series
I just remember there being
of
a
episodes.
movie.
I've seen a few of them, but none of they were all pretty shit.
Right.
Like none of them did Slender Daddy justice.
Right.
Justice for Slender Daddy because
Hashtag justice for Slender Daddy.
He needs a good
good
movie. I've
movie.
never seen one. If you've seen one, let us know because to this day, it's just they've been pretty shit.
Like shit, yeah.
Or low budget, trash. So
I haven't felt the same about Leota, and I feel like her movie kind of was like, it
yeah,
didn't really
James
have
Wan,
a
I
story.
love you, but what happened?
It didn't have a story. It just felt like it was aimless.
So out of all 4 urban legends that we've discussed, what's your favorite?
Probably Slender Daddy.
Yeah, Slender Daddy.
Honestly, because like, could you imagine like the fact of I'm not gonna touch you, I'm
Right.
not scratching on your doors.
No.
I'm going to mentally ruin you, and
mentally
then
fuck your mind,
you're going to get stabbed by maybe your best friend,
Right.
or whatever
Yeah.
the situation is. And first of all, teleporting, what?
I know. Oh, cool.
Yeah, he had to be my favorite. What about
Yeah.
yours?
I do like Slender Man, but I think Bloody Mary's always my
She's
favorite.
cool. I mean, now that I know more
Yeah.
about her backstory, that's what made me a little more like, because she was another one I was like dibbling between those two.
Well, it's just I feel like she's the classic epitome of an urban legend. So when you think of an urban legend, Bloody Mary is like definitely one of the first ones that comes to mind. So, and then there's also like those. I mean, we'll have to dedicate another episode to urban legends because there's a million.
There is a
and I
million
love
and
them.
two. Like, honestly, have you tried?
Yes.
Yeah,
Bloody
same.
Mary.
Uh-huh.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Multiple times.
Let me tell you,
nothing fucking happened.
Nothing
But-
happened to me either.
But maybe we did it in the wrong setting.
Oh, baby, honey, there was a candle. I mean, no, mine's I just turned the lights off. I closed the door and I said it 3 times.
But you obviously feel spooked. But
Well, yeah, because I
Yeah.
mean, I already don't like the dark too much.
I know,
Like,
do you know what? Looking at yourself in the mirror in the dark is very scary. Mm-hmm. It's freaky as fuck.
yeah,
But I feel like it's also the same thing. Like, it's just in your head. Like,
Yeah.
Cats get scared at everything. That's just the same thing. Cats are fucking stupid sometimes.
Sometimes.
They just get scared at everything. Yeah. That was Spooky Ookie for today.
Yes.
I love it. We for sure have to do another segment on
no,
urban legends.
I wanted to because I wanted to do like cute ones this time, and I wanted
Yeah.
to gradually kind of get to like a little
to
more
the
like
in-depth
bloody bitches one.
fuck it
Yeah,
up,
because there's
yeah.
other Asian ones in like Japan and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
that I really like. There's that guy with the scary mask. All this crazy
Oh
stuff.
shit. Okay.
Yeah.
You know. So all right. Maybe.
We'll do this again.
Yeah. We'll do it again for
obviously,
sure.
yeah.
We'll have to plan it out. Okay. So another Queer Fear Chronicles.
Queer Fear
segment.
Chronicles.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you didn't join us last week, Queer Fear Chronicles is a segment where we talk about news that could be influenced by paranormal or supernatural locations in the world.
Yup.
Geography.
Something.
You know?
The world.
The world, you know,
places,
geography.
Things.
So, so anything newsworthy or places in the world that could be linked to anything
Past,
supernatural.
present.
Yep, past, present, future. Well,
The Queer Fear Chronicles.
and so today our theming for the Queer Fear Chronicles is haunted or abandoned hospitals or asylums.
Yes, has to.
So-
because the one that I have is like,
I'm assuming it's an asylum.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, it's a
It has to be,
hospital.
yeah. And an asylum.
And an asylum.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
Because I feel like they technically could, like, say asylums are hospitals, like mental
Well,
asylums.
yes, they are. They're mental hospitals. Same thing.
Yeah, now
Yeah,
it's
one's
much
for the
better 'cause-
mind, one's for the body. So you know, hot. Love that. You want to take this one away?
Yeah, let's
take
do it.
away.
So I really wanted to find something in LA. Like,
Okay.
I wanted something close
I
to...
will die right now if we have the same one.
I'll fight you.
What
is
is
yours
yours
the Hollydale Insane?
No,
Insane?
no,
Oh,
they're
thank
good.
God.
Okay, thank fuck. Okay.
So this one's called Hollydale Insane Asylum, and it's in Downey, California.
Downey.
Yeah, so not
Okay.
too far.
Yeah.
It's a drive.
It's a bit of a drive.
But,
from
you know,
us,
it's not too far away, and there's always crazy stuff that happened there.
Right.
So this is a mental asylum that was originally facilitated for TB and polio patients. Tuberculosis, right? Okay. So there are many stories surrounding this place, including that it is haunted. One story states that there's mental patients who slashed the priest's throat. Bloody Mary. I put a celery in it.
Oh my god,
Ugh.
flashy.
Okay. Witnesses claim that there are unhappy spirits that linger there, and that the lights have been known to turn on and off by themselves. The building is sometimes used for police training.
Is it?
They're
It's
like,
obviously
listen, honey,
abandoned.
if you can survive in this, you can survive in
What
the real
the
world. That's
fuck?
what they
Wait, so
said.
is it abandoned?
No.
So what the fuck goes on in there?
I think it is actually abandoned. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, is it? When was the last experience? 2016 was the last. It looks like someone experienced something in there.
Got you. But did they
2021.
just... Okay.
Oh my god. So I guess maybe. Oops. Mine's is not abandoned.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
current.
It's
okay.
current. I thought it was abandoned.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if people are seeing all this shit in there,
Right, like
what
what
are
the
you
fuck is
doing?
going on?
So people since 2000, even there's one that says, I just went in right now and I'll just take a shower getting home because I feel itchy. Like, people literally feel crazy even just getting
Itchy.
there. And then someone says, we got to the courtyard grounds in 2016. We passed a computer that was facing the opposite direction and it just kept going. Like, the computer, I guess, just kept, like, it just says the computer kept going, and the girlfriend and
Like the computer was shining or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so, and then more than just ghosts, the hobos and so it's it says that it's that's what it says, the hobos and the rats and the other stuff. Like, there's all this like crazy stuff. This place is huge. Man disappeared out of plain sight. Like, you could
Oh.
literally
What's it called again?
So Hollydale
Hollydale.
Insane Asylum.
Okay.
So
And where is it? Downey, right?
Downey,
Interesting. Okay.
So, I mean, because it's crazy. Like, when I read some of this stuff, it
Yeah.
mentions, like, homeless people. And when I read
Because a
some
lot
of
of
this
these
stuff,
places, most of them are abandoned, so they'll have like random homeless people and shit in there.
I went with my boyfriend when I was pregnant and saw something and got spooked, so we left. Why the fuck are you going in there when you're pregnant?
Gonna have a fucking
Like, so yeah,
miscarriage.
there's all this, like, crazy stuff that's happening there. People go in there in the middle of the night, so...
Yeah, see, you know, I'm
That's
not a.
just-
You're asking for something. Obviously.
I went with my friends at 2 a.m. and the scariest shit I ever remembered seeing, this man running down the halls. I heard screaming. Out of nowhere, they just appeared and disappeared. And yeah, first 2 times we went to explore. 2 times.
See, they went
This
back for
person didn't
more.
have enough. You know, there's so many stories about this place, and it's all from the latest one I see is 2021.
Interesting. Yeah,
So it could have closed,
years
I
ago.
guess. When did COVID start?
2020.
No, yeah, it was shut down.
Oh, it's shut down.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So Holidale was built in the late 1800s for the mentally ill, disabled, and the homeless. With the success came through thousands of patients. In the 1950s, the town became part of the city of Downey, and 30 years later, it was shut down because it had fallen into despair. So yeah, it was abandoned.
I love it.
So yeah, I guess a lot of these stories that I'm finding online, because I found a bunch. I guess people are just sneaking in there and just having their experiences. 'Cause
experience,
I
yeah.
read that it was closed, and I'm like, 2021. I was like, what the fuck? So
But so that yeah, people just go in there like they're sneaking in.
obviously, yeah,
Yeah.
same. I mean, do you hear about that cemetery? That's close. That if you put your car in neutral, you'll see the hands push up.
Oh yes,
I went
have.
there.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
Yeah, and that's another story I'm gonna tell whenever we can do personal stuff. I literally, the crazy shit happened to me there.
Yeah. No, I remember that story.
Yeah. Could you imagine how trippy? Like,
I know that is
so
pretty trippy.
there's a lot of like dead spirits in there, people flashing in and out.
Yeah.
For some reason, police officers trained there.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Some
But that
intense shit.
priest.
The priest.
Yeah, apparently the priest got his neck slashed.
Oh,
in half,
right,
so you
right,
see
right.
him. His throat slashed and all.
There's a lot going on in there.
Yeah, honey buns.
Honey buns,
Yeah.
bitch.
Listen, I already go to work every day and I'm scared, so I don't need to go.
Don't need to go there.
Don't need to go
we don't need to
there.
go to Hollydale. So the one I found is also local.
I
in
love that.
Los Angeles.
Oh, yours is in LA.
In LA.
Okay.
It is called Linda Vista Hospital.
Oh my God! Yes, I know that one. Yeah.
Stop. So, just a brief rundown of it. The Linda Vista Hospital was a former medical facility in Los Angeles. In the beginning, it was one of LA's oldest hospitals, as it tended to some of the early residents, including the scores of railroad workers that were working hard to connect one part of the country to the other. While the hospital is no longer in operation, abandoned,
Right.
some have told stories of the various hauntings that take place on the grounds themselves. So it's saying the hospital was built, the original building was torn down in 1924. So it opened up in 1904. Old as fuck, bitch.
Okay.
Then what they wanted to redesign it. So it was torn down in 1924, so
Sure.
20 years. And then rebuilt the following year.
We need to put new drapes here.
Yeah. So it expanded in 1937 to a bigger hospital. There was a lot of gang-related violence around the hospital in the 1970s and 80s. And then financially, it started to decline after that because no one obviously wanted to go there because they were scared. And so it was finally shut in 1991. So there's been a lot of apparent hauntings at this place. There's some people, I have some of their experiences here. So on Reddit, love me
our
some Reddit.
favorite.
So someone says that I've been here a couple times, unfortunately not legally. They did
Unfortunately, not legally. Maybe you didn't even have to say that.
Okay. There is, however, 24/7 security and watchmen.
There had to be.
A lot of people actually go there for photography. So this specific person was a photographer who was shared skitless.
Who was
I swear I have too many fucking
you
brain
smell
aneurysms on
toast?
here. No, I don't have a brain tumor.
No, bitch, that means you're gonna have a stroke.
Oh
Don't
my
they say that? Like,
God.
if you smell toast, you're about to have a stroke.
Yeah, I think so.
You better shut up.
That's right. So yes, she was scared shitless.
Yep, that makes better sense.
Right.
Yeah.
But a lot of people that go in see specific apparitions. Okay, the one that most people have seen is of a little girl who apparently died on the operating table.
Okay.
She has usually been seen in the surgical room, but is also seen making rounds with another apparition who was an orderly that worked at the hospital for many years before dying.
Okay.
And then there's also a young woman who is seen to be pacing on the 3rd floor of the hospital.
Okay.
So yeah, it's apparently a hotspot for paranormal investigators, obviously,
Makes sense.
and there is a Ghost Hunters episode on this.
Ghostbusters, that one guy.
Ghost Hunters?
Is that the one guy? That
Yeah,
like,
it's the corny-ish one.
Yeah, the one he's like, and they're like, yeah, and the one he's like, look over there, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I have never where I'm from Adelaide, which is a small town in Australia.
Yeah.
And
So cute.
so cute. So there isn't too many. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of haunted places there, but the main one is the old Adelaide jail.
Oh, I thought you were
And
gonna
so
say the other one.
yeah, so this is a freaky story
Okay,
about like
tell
that
me.
too. You know, I'm just gonna add it in here. Why not?
Why not?
But they offer ghost tours. So I know it's random as fuck.
Why not?
So at night,
We never did that.
I know.
Why didn't we do that?
I don't know.
We should have done
That
that.
should be fun. So you get a guided tour of the jail, but then they also tell you about, like stories of inmates that had died or had fallen ill in the
Right.
hospital. Anything to do with like death of the inmates. So they give you the regular tour. So we were going around. I was with I think 4 of my friends. And then, but you're not alone.
So you've done it.
Yes, I've done it.
Okay.
Yeah, I did it in high school. I think I was with 4 of them.
Cool.
And you also are paired with multiple people. It's like a big group.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so
Sure.
they will just take you around to each different portion of the jail and then tell you what's happened in that portion related to what ghost and
Sure.
whatnot. So I do remember, and this is my own experience.
Love.
Okay.
Okay.
So we were walking through the main courtyard of the jail, and the tour guide was just like explaining stories to the all the other people that were there. Yeah, and then so I wasn't wandered off necessarily, but like I wasn't paying attention to what was happening in the group.
Yeah, you're doing your own thing.
Yeah, so I was looking around and whatnot, and there is a I guess where the guards used to stand in and watch from like the windows.
Yeah.
But so it was on the ground. Like there was one on the ground and there's one up in the tower. So I was looking at the one in the ground. And I thought at the time that this ghost tour also had actors in it. Because there had something been mentioned online about like...
They'll try to spook you.
Yeah, like I think... I had read a review saying they would try and spook you or whatever. So
Sure.
I assumed that what I was seeing was an actor. So it was... In that guard's little den thing, there was a woman wearing a wedding dress.
Okay.
Okay? And so I grabbed my friend literally right next to me and I'm like, oh my God, like there's a fucking woman standing there in a wedding dress. And she turns and looks and there's nothing there. Okay? And so...
Hello?
So random. So then I just immediately stopped everything. I like ran to the
person.
the tour guide
Yeah.
and I was like, excuse me, like I see like a woman in a dress like inside the thing. And then she's like, where? And I'm like, over there. And she was in a wedding dress.
Yeah.
And so then she just didn't really say anything. She was like kind of not freaked out, but like she was just kind of like, okay, that's fine. Like we'll just continue.
Oh, that's
the tour.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, we'll get to
Her
it. I'm
husband
like,
left
okay.
her, it's okay.
Yeah. So turns out that that's an actual apparition that is shown, that is seen many times at the jail. And yeah, freaky. And that she was the wife of one of the
Inmates.
no, not the inmates. Someone that what are they called? Like one of the
guard?
higher ups. Yeah, the higher ups.
Like a
of
sergeant.
Yeah, like a
general,
sergeant, a general.
General,
She was the
okay.
wife of one of the generals of
Okay.
the jail,
Cool.
and was killed.
That sucks.
And but that was the first time I've ever seen something. Now I'm always down for something fun. Like I've never been to a cemetery at night haunted, that kind of shit. I do want to try that. Possibly the one that you've already experienced. Let's try that. Well, that was this segment.
Yes.
Of Queer Fear Chronicles. Cute sick.
Cutesy.
Well, that pretty much wraps up today's episode.
Cute.
I know, another one in the books. Another one in the
Yes.
books.
That was
That's
fun.
so exciting.
This one was so different, yet still like obviously aligned.
Yeah, we went from urban legends, Bloody Mary, Slender Man,
Slender Daddy.
and then now haunted hospitals,
Abandoned asylums. Uh-huh.
I'm very excited for next week's episode as well.
Yes.
So in next week's episode, we will be discussing psychics and seances.
Mm,
Oh, my God,
I have
love
a
that.
crazy one about that. Remember what I told you I ran into?
Yes.
Yeah, I have. That one's gonna be so much fun.
Yes, super fun. So we're going to be talking about psychics and seances, conspiracy theories from black magic and covens
Yeah.
/ cults in the world. And we will be having a special guest next week.
Yes, we will.
Our dear friend Irina.
And she is
She
crazy.
herself, yes, she has had many experiences and
Whether
abilities.
she wanted to or not, yeah.
Yes, abilities for the supernatural paranormal. So she will be here to discuss her lifelong experiences with that.
Yes.
We can't wait to have her here.
I can't wait. Like, you guys are really in for a treat.
You're going to be rocked.
Yes,
You're going to be rocked.
honestly,
Yeah,
like,
it's going to be so great.
I have so many just stories she shared with me that's like kind of running through my brain right now.
Yeah.
Like, rocked.
Super excited.
Uh-huh.
So it's going to be a great episode. Also, thank you so much for joining us. My name's Peter.
My name's Arthur.
And you've been
Gagged.
gagged. Love it.
Love
Take
it.
care.
Bye.